Greetings, it's Ian from RTO here. Welcome to another gloomy day in Northampton. It'd be nice to wake up to some sunshine, but we don't. We wake up to this bland grey sky. Anyway, today we have got another viewer's request, and it's for a band called Kepler Ten. Now, this band is quite a new band. They've only been around since 2015-16, and they actually started off as a Rush tribute band, and then they started to write their own material and signed to the White Star record label, which is owned by the one and only Mr. John Mitchell, Arena Frost It Bites fame. They've released 2 albums, and they have said their music is heavy metal, rock and prog influences from Queensryche, Van Halen, Rush and Muse. So they are very good. There's not much between these 2 albums, to be quite honest. I really like this band. So coming in at number 2, we have got their second and most current album from 2020, and it's called A New Kind of Sideways. Playing on here is James Duran on vocals, bass and keyboards, Steve Hales drums, piano and backing vocals, and Alistair Bell guitars and backing vocals. Universal. Now this is a short 2.5 minute type thing. The start of it is quite orchestral, and it's just gradually coming in, and then 3/4 of the way through the guitar came through. Alistair's guitar work is great. Got Steve Hales, got this little groove going on. It's a really good little track. Then my favourite track is the second track, and it's called Clarity, because literally from the Universal it goes straight into Clarity. There's some really nice keyboards in this from James Duran. Really atmospheric sort of sound. The vocal on this is absolutely wonderful as well. It's very gritty sort of, and you can tell there are influences on it. There's a little bit of Muse and Rush and Van Halen in this one. It's very, very good, solid track. Then we get Falling Down. It's a weird start. It's got this electronic, so you think, well, hello, have they gone a little bit dancey? No, it's just an intro, then in comes that real solid drums. It's got an absolutely fantastic guitar solo on it, and I really like that track. Second favourite track is Weaver. Once again, we've got some wonderful keyboard little runs from James, an intricate guitar solo on this from Alistair. It's a very, very good track. These Few Words, this is just a good old-fashioned rocker, really. It's even got a bass solo on it. You know, it's pretty cool. 8 minutes of wonderful music. A New Kind of Sideways, and once again this has got a great bass line played by James. Not just a good keyboard player, but an excellent bass player. Really good track. The vocals are good. It's an absolutely brilliant track. Then we have Icarus Eyes. Certainly a track of 2 parts. The first part is more of like an acoustic with some lovely vocal from James. The second phase is sort of a bit more rocky. Got some really good riffs from Alistair and some wonderful drumming by Steve. It really is a strong track. And then we get the epic. It's the 20-minute song, One and the Same. Fabulous track. Starts off nice, acoustic, some lovely tones and guitar work on that. You've got a lovely vocal at the beginning. And it just builds up. It's got some intricate pieces on it. It's just great to hear that long prog tracks are still being made in the 21st century. and to be posted properly in the 2020s. It's a great track to end the album. Not my favourite on here, but it is a really strong track. This is a very strong album. Every track is top draw, some great musicians on it, and I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 8.6. But my favourite album, and it's their debut album from 2017, it's called Delta 5. We've got Steve Hales on here, Richie Cahill and James Duran. Now Richie Cahill plays guitar and synthesizer, and James Duran plays vocals and bass. The first track on here is a wonderful thing called Ultraviolet. It's got an eerie start, and it's got this nautical sort of water sound on it. The keyboard from James is so eerie and atmospheric. And then it goes into this sort of Shine On You Crazy Diamond sort of thing. There's some lovely church organ from James on this. And then you get a good guitar, Richie Cahill, a really good guitarist, just like Alistair. Good solo on it, absolutely top draw song that is. Then we get Time and Tide. It's got this really frenetic sort of keyboard start. The drums come in, and it's a rolly drum. Pretty impressive guitars as well. Excellent track. Can't knock that one. The Stone. The drums, the keyboards and the guitars really mix in there. You've got this real gritty bass line, very sort of musy Chris Wolstenholme bass line, which really enriches this track. It is super. Swallowtail, really nice acoustic number, some great vocals and harmonies. One of my favourite tracks on here. It's so delicate in places. Great tones, wonderful thing. The Shallows, with this is a real rocker. The drumming on this is fantastic from Steve, and there's lots of great little guitar pieces on this. Excellent track. In the Sierra and Yellow, solid track again, another real good rocker. A fantastic bass line on this again from James, and some wonderful harmony singing on it as well. It's just an absolute cracker. Then we get my favourite track on here. It's called, and it's the last track, it's 10 minutes, and it's called Red Skies Rise. The sound effects at the beginning, and there's some rain and wind, and then you get this wonderful little riff from Richie, and then this dreamy keyboard from James, and then the middle bit, it's got this ambient sort of thing. There's a little vocal with a bit of echo on it. It really eerie. The drumming through this is thing. There's 2 or 3 great guitar solos on it from Richie as well, and I think this is probably my favourite track from this band so far. Absolutely. Another great album. It's only number 1 because it's got I think because of the Red Skies Rise, it's my favourite track, and that's the only reason, because there's not much between these albums at all. 2 excellent albums, but I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 8.8. You go and check these out. They are really good. If you like your new sort of modern prog, they are for you. They're very talented guys, and great listening. Okay, that's all for this one. It's a very short one, but coming up next is Retro Ranking, and we're doing a bad one again, and we're going to look at some of Mike Oldfield's Bad Day at the Office. So join me for that. Bye for now.